More COVID cases, police need assistance, and a weekend cocktail. This is your Weekly Rewind.
The Rewind is brought to you by the Long Beach Symphony. If you're looking for something to do this weekend, tickets are still available to see Violins of Hope, a concert commemorating and featuring a unique collection of instruments played by Jewish musicians during the Holocaust. For tickets, please visit longbeachsymphony.org.
Welcome to the Long Beach Post Weekly Rewind. I'm Jackie Ray. We begin with the ongoing pandemic. The number of new COVID-19 infections soared to record heights the first week of 2022. Long Beach saw a record of over 1,800 new infections on Wednesday, pushing the city just over 80,000 for total infections since the onset of the pandemic. The city also reported a testing positivity rate of 23%, meaning nearly 1 in 4 people who test for COVID-19 are now testing positive. While the number of COVID cases continues to rise, there has not been a surge in deaths. On Wednesday, the city reported 235 people were hospitalized for COVID-19, but only 2 new deaths. While numbers continue to rise, 69,000 students and 3,400 teachers returned to campus this week, but not without some difficulties. On Monday, the district had more than 369 requests for a substitute teacher. That number is more than triple what the district would normally get on the Monday after the winter break. That number has strained the district's substitute pool and has put head office administrators back in the classroom to try to make sure there are no unfilled vacancies. COVID also caused a mishap in the first city council meeting of the new year. The meeting was slated to be an in-person meeting. However, residents who were in attendance were not allowed inside the council chambers. Instead, they had to watch the meeting on the media wall inside the lobby of the city hall. Those who had public comment were shuttled in, but immediately escorted back to the lobby. On Wednesday, the Long Beach Health Department announced that city council meetings starting January 8th will be virtual. The spike in COVID cases will likely affect all of us here in Long Beach. Over the next few weeks, there could be a delay in trash pickup, street sweeping, homeless response, code enforcement, and other high-demand city services as a growing number of city employees test positive for COVID. The city has also postponed the 34th annual Martin Luther King Jr. Parade and celebration, which was originally scheduled for January 15th, as well as the 2022 Homeless Point in Time count scheduled for January 25th. Police have increased their presence across Long Beach after a string of armed robberies of commercial businesses. 5 Long Beach businesses were robbed in a 4-hour span on January 2nd. The first robbery happened at the 4000 block of Atlantic Avenue just before 1 a.m., followed by robberies on the 4200 block of Long Beach Boulevard, 2600 block of Pacific Avenue, 200 block West Willow Street, and the final was at the 1700 block of Bellflower Boulevard just before 5 a.m. Long Beach detectives said a male suspect entered with a gun and took various amounts of money. Detectives believe the incidents may be related, but the investigation is ongoing. On Wednesday, police arrested 64-year-old Gregory Chambers. Chambers was arrested on suspicion of robbing commercial businesses on December 22nd, 25th, 26th, and January 2nd. During his arrest, officers found evidence connecting Chambers to the robberies, including a ghost gun. Long Beach Police Department do not believe he is connected to the January 5th robberies. Police are asking the public for help in finding the person responsible for the fatal stabbing that happened in an alleyway in the East Village neighborhood near downtown on Sunday morning. Police responded to the scene at approximately 3:45 a.m. Sunday morning. They found the victim conscious and breathing, but suffering from apparent stab wounds to his upper body. He was transported to the local hospital where he died from his injuries. Authorities have not yet identified the victim, but believe he is a male in his 40s who may be homeless and living in the area. Police currently have no suspects and ask anyone with information to contact the Long Beach detectives at 562-570-7244. Anonymous tips may be submitted through the Crime Stoppers hotline by calling 1-800-222-TIPS or 1-800-222-8477. In sports, students are back in school despite the rise in COVID, but high school sports have taken a hit. Mike G tells us more.
Thanks, Jackie. Yeah, absolutely. COVID-19 is playing total chaos with the Long Beach sports schedule in the same way that it's kind of playing chaos with everything else in the city at the moment. It's been very difficult for us as sports writers at the 562. We're having kind of staff meetings almost every day just to go over what's still happening versus what's been canceled. On Wednesday night, for example, all 3 Moore League boys and girls basketball games canceled. So no high school games end up being played with 3 cancellations on each side. The Long Beach State men's basketball team had 5 games in a row canceled. Were able to schedule 2 additional games this week. They played Westcliff on Wednesday night and beat them in the Pyramid. And then on Thursday, they got a game in at UCLA, where they were not able to win. But it just kind of feels a little bit that way like 2020 did, where you're just checking with coaches every day. You can see the frustration from the players. You can see the frustrations from the coaches. I think the hope in talking to leadership in the school district, as well as, coaches and people who've been following this stuff closely, is that this is going to be a much briefer period of uncertainty and schedule craziness, with a steep jump up in the spike on cases and a sort of steep drop off back down on the other side. But there's no doubt that there's been quite a bit of madness just in trying to get this stuff, under control. It's going to be very difficult for the high school winter sports, including high school basketball and soccer, just to figure out how to play enough games to decide league champions, as well as who's going to the playoffs. So that's kind of what we're following. Obviously, people can check out the 562.org or listen to our sports podcast, What Up Long Beach, also presented by the Post, to find out more as we're covering the sports that are out there, even though it feels like every day there's kind of fewer and fewer of them going on.
And finally tonight, it's the first Friday of the new year. If you missed the High-Low Cocktail Series, fear not. Jason Ruiz and Tim Grobady are going to show you the perfect cocktail for any occasion.
Hi, my name is Jason Ruiz. I'm a reporter here at the Long Beach Post, and I'm joined by Tim Grobady.
Yes, you are.
Hello, Tim. Today we're going to be making a mint julep. Not necessarily a holiday cocktail. It's more of a summer cocktail, but it's one of my favorites, and the old-fashioned was already claimed. Okay, I'm sorry. Did I say Kentucky Derby? Like I mentioned, the Kentucky Derby. That's
like
actually...
my hat?
I love your hat. So Tim and I are the official Kentucky Derby correspondents for the Long Beach Post. They've yet to fly us out to cover the race, but we keep advocating for it. We're joined here by our good friend, burying the lead. And
it's burying the lead, coming on the outside.
So anyways, this is, the mint julep is the official drink of the Kentucky Derby. They have a crazy version that Woodford makes that costs $2,500. It has gold in it. They ship the ice in from Antarctica. That's not what we're making today. So you have to put the simple syrup in your mixer here, and you have to add the mint in and muddle it into the simple syrup. I know it sounds like it doesn't make a big difference, but it does. It releases the minty flavors into the simple syrup. So this is Ralph's finest mint selection here. Picked it up fresh this morning. Looks like it's already wilting. Just tear off a few leaves, throw it in there, and then you get your muddler here, and just kind of just crush it around. Get it? Can you hear the crunching?
Yeah, sounds delicious.
Do you smell it? Very aromatic, right? Which means we both don't have COVID. Then we need some ice. Tim, could you help me out with some ice?
You sure can. There you go.
Just a little bit of ice. Doesn't really matter because it's going to get strained out. So it's a 2-to-1. I already added the one part, which is simple syrup. And then you do the bourbon next. We're using Eagle Rare here. It's a very good, affordable bourbon out of the Buffalo Trace family. So there's 1.5. The nice thing about this one I have right here is it has measurements on both sides, so you can get the half pour. So you get it in there, and you give it a little shake in this. Tim, you want to help me out and shake this?
I do. And
here comes burying the lead down the track. And yeah, you don't have to shake it for that much.
did I do too much?
No. Here, let's throw some. This is not necessary. It's mint bitters. It's kind of like just cool food coloring that also has alcohol in it. Put it in there. Go ahead and shake it up a little bit
You
more.
didn't do the BAM thing, the Emerald BAM.
Last time I did the BAM thing, there was a catastrophe. So shake it up. Okay, and then go ahead and pop the top off. Oh,
that part?
yeah, just that top, and then you can just go ahead and pour it here for presentation.
Look at that beautiful.
So it's got a little strainer at the top, so it's gonna get all the mint that you crushed at the bottom out of there.
It's gonna get much of it out.
Don't get cheap on me, Tim. Pour it all out. All right, and then you want to put a little mint sprig there. So in Long Beach, if you want to get one that is probably much better than this, the Attic on Broadway makes a fantastic one. They hand crush their ice. It's amazing. Tim, tell me how good of a job I did, or bad.
B minus.
B minus. All right.
Yeah, it's good.
Well, Tim and I are going to be heading back to the track, but thanks for joining us for this edition of, what are we calling this?
Making drinks.
Making drinks.
That's going to do it for this week's Weekly Rewind. For more details on all of today's stories, please click the links below. If you have story ideas that you think should be featured on the Word on Long Beach podcast, please let us know by calling our podcast hotline at 562-379-6736. To make sure you don't miss out on any of our amazing visual content, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. I'm Jackie Ray. This has been your Weekly Rewind for the Long Beach Post, and we'll see you next time.